What's up, everybody? It's the Spiritual Light Passing Through, Miss Pat, and I am back at you with another video. And today I wanted to talk to the nation about us as a people. I think a lot of us have not sat down and thought about. We've seen everything that has happened over the history as far as our reading has concerned. We have went through the history and everything that has taken place here in America as well as in other places. Okay, and we understand that there's a lot that the Gentiles have to answer for, and that's fine. And to a certain degree, I think a lot of us get caught up in, yeah, they're going to get theirs, yeah, they're going to get theirs. But the whole point of a punishment is for you to understand why you were punished. See, this is the part about me being a person that speaks truth. I tend to speak truth that people don't want to hear all the time. Where you have to do that self-evaluation and you have to put that mirror up in your face and look at things dead on and accept some things about yourself. And we as a people have to accept some things about ourselves. Yes, we did not follow the laws. Yes, we went way off. But you have to think about in the way in which we were punished. We were punished by things like discrimination, prejudice, the most, if you pay any attention. And you have to ask yourself, why? Everything else came right behind it. You last to get this. You get the worst of whatever's left over after everybody else gets theirs. All the nations are way better than you. No matter where you are on this planet, you are looked at as the worst thing that could have possibly happened to the world. Okay, from the women to the men. Okay, there's nobody up here and nobody down here, no matter what anybody tends to think. And if you travel like I have traveled, you will see that in America it's a little bit more rougher. But in other places it's less rough, but it's still there, okay? And you're like, well, how is this possible? Why is it that everybody on the planet got their foot in what I'm saying, they foot on black people and making sure that you ain't doing nothing wrong and this and that is not happening over here with you guys. What you need to understand is that at some point when we had the helm and it was all about us, we were like them, if not worse. Okay? Now let's think about that. What do you mean? I could have never felt like that about people. We were loving people. Yes, we may have been loving people, but us with money, have you seen some of our relatives when they income taxes come? I'm just saying. We get to be thousandaires for what, 2 or 3 weeks, and we got an attitude, throwing our hair all over the place, telling people where they could go. Oh, I'm moving, I'm buying a car. You understand what I'm saying? And don't have a regular job to keep that up, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be right back at auntie house. Talking about, can I help you? I need some help because I can't pay a bill after all of that money is gone. Some of us act like I told you, we got the two B's going on, bougie and broke. And we have those attitudes now and we don't have nothing. Imagine what we would have been like with the power and the access that the Gentiles have today. Imagine what some of us would have been like. And then you sit back and you ask yourself, and you really see it for what it really is, then you see why we got punished. Because if you got a good kid and the kid goes wayward and they have the ability to be an awesome adult at some point with the right, rearing and things like that, you can see yourself saying, you know what, I'm going to put them on punishment. They can understand, they're smart enough to understand where they went wrong at and correct themselves if we do this a certain type of way. So understand how the Father was handling us as a parent, okay? But we need to also look at ourselves and accept the fact that many of us today got some issues about feeling a certain type of way, and that if we had that power and that access, baby, we would be some mother hudders, okay? We would be something else. And that's the reason why, to a certain extent, our punishment went the way it went. That we were locked out of everything, locked out of access to the world in so many ways, because at one point in time when we had the gears and we was driving this bus, we were awful too. Okay, so don't look too harsh down on the Gentiles, all right? Because we wouldn't been in punishment if we wasn't doing what we was doing too. Okay, and we wanted to be like them instead of being like how we were supposed to be. All right. And many of us walk different ways. We got proud. And if you notice in any of the books that you read, Most High slapped down a lot of people who got to feeling certain types of ways, okay? And I know I've read some areas that it said such and such started to feel big and you know, a certain way about himself because he was such and such daddy, or this was gonna happen to his son, and the Most High had to bring him down the match. Like, look. I know I'm putting you in charge, but don't let this shit go to your head. And that's exactly what happened. It went straight to our heads, and we blew up, and it was just sad. And I kept seeing this same entire the same type of action happening over and over and over again with our people. Even with Josephat walked in the way of the Lord, but after a while, and he had a major situation inside that valley where the Most High took care of a situation with him, and he reigned very well for another 25 or 30 years, and then all of a sudden, he fell off and did something else, and did something that the Most High wasn't happy about, and he got, you know what I'm saying, pot too. You understand? So it's like we have this issue about falling off from time to time and getting the swole head and walking around woo, and he got to bust our bubble, and it seemed to be that this kept happening over and over again. Okay, and we have to realize that in this walk, you have to understand why you were punished, and not only focus on why your captor is gonna get his and how they gonna get that and this and that. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel sorry for them because they gonna get double what we got. And the Most High, from what I've read in other books, that this is gonna be the last time we gonna be exclusive. Once he settles this controversy of how far they went overboard doing what they did, once he comes back, there will be no more favorite people anymore. Everybody will be one race, okay? And that's how he's going to keep it. Now, he's going to recompense us for what we went through and them doing way more than what they were supposed to do. But after that, ain't going to be no more exclusive Israel and all of that. That's going to be a wash. So we might as well get ourselves together and understanding that the Gentiles are going to be people that we are going to interact with. Yes, it's going to be certain ones of us that'll be, in charge of different things and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean we better or lower than anybody. We all going to be the same right in here in the kingdom. Okay? And I think a lot of us need to get that understanding going right now and accept that right now, because the one thing I've noticed that in this walk is that we tend to get very prejudiced in our thought, and we have to watch that, because that's what got us in trouble in the first place. That's what got us in this spot, is thinking that it's all about us. Yes, the Most High made covenants that were specifically for a certain type of people. You understand what I'm saying? And the other nations didn't mean as much to him as our nation, yes. But there were some mistakes that I believe he learned from, because I can see it throughout our history, how he was correcting folks, and then the big correction came because we was too... You know how we get as black folks. Y'all know how we get. I ain't even got to get into that. I've seen it. You've seen it. We've all seen it. Okay? And we have to make sure we don't make that mistake again and be the loving people that we know how to be. Okay? Because we're going to get ready to get an influx of a whole bunch of Gentiles coming into this walk, baby. Things are going to get real rough for them. And as their world crumbles, they're going to be searching. They're going to be searching. And you can't be that person like, yeah, I am, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You can stay over there. But, I'll help you understand the walk, but I'm up here and you're down here. You can't do that. Okay? We cannot make the same mistake that they made with us. Okay? Because many of us here, we came into this world just like I'm here. Okay? And we did not go through the stuff that our ancestors went through. My great great grandmama and the stories that came down of them living through the 1900s to the what I'm saying, to the what third in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. If you heal like me, you got somebody in your family that walked through those times in history and dealt with the things that they dealt with. And many of us in this time right now have not dealt with half the shit they dealt with. Okay, but it's more than enough what we dealing with right now for our appetite. Okay, but the stuff they dealt with, way different. Okay. But we don't want to make that mistake moving on, because like I said, as the Gentiles world crumbles, as judgment is poured out on them, there's going to be a lot that's going to go on here, okay? And there's going to be a lot that happens as far as our entire world's changing and how we do things, okay? There's going to be people that were up here are going to drop down here, okay? And we have to be different people coming up this time. We're going to have some love and kindness coming this time. We have to be able to show that our punishment that we endured turned us into better people. That we don't have to be like them. Okay? Now, that don't mean we're going to have people making asses out of us. No. But we don't have to be like them. And we're going to have to look over certain things, especially the more educated that you get, the more understanding, the more spiritual understanding that the Most High is pouring into his children. You're going to have to look at ignorant people just as they are ignorant children, and just, they don't know no better, and walk past them. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do this video because of the fact that I felt in my heart that a lot of us are looking over the fact that at some point these Gentiles are going to overrun us, because they're going to be looking. Because there's some of them that are some decent folks. Majority of them are assholes. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. But there's a small group of them that legitimately are good people. And you can't look at them the way they've looked at you all of these years. That's the reason why you went on punishment. So you can understand certain type of behaviors the Most High don't particularly care for. Okay? Now, all I have to say is, as you go through your walk, just be mindful of the fact that, yes, our controversy is going to be handled by the Most High. But also that once that controversy is handled, there will no longer be an exclusive, his people up here, the other people down here. It's going to become very leveled out. Okay? So, I'll talk to y'all later. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.